Hello everyone, and welcome to the Brickformula review of LEGO set 10197, the Fire Brigade. It has 2,231 pieces for ages 16 and up, and it's from the Modular Building series, and this set retails for $149.99. And before I continue, I would like to give a shout out to Highflyer577, Brickmast, Johnny Bros, and Chicago Molly. They are the subscribers who had requested that I review this set, so everyone check out their channels. And moving forward, here in the front we see the Fire Brigade, and it looks like his buddies are saying, "Don't worry, we got this. You can go and hang out with that girl over there." How nice. Over here on the side we have the parts, and you'll see that towards the end of the video. And here in the back we see a lot of playable features and a lot of furniture too. Okay, and as you can see, it's really detailed, and you can connect to other modular builds, which is really neat. So I'll talk about this set in more detail coming up. Here are the minifigures, and as you can see we get 3 firefighters, so if you see one, you've seen them all. And here are the details up close. We have a walkie-talkie there on the shoulder. No details on the back. They all have the same helmets. The only difference is that they all have different hair pieces, okay? This one looks like Luke Skywalker. This one's a huge fan of Han Solo. And this is the chef, who is the chef. Okay, let's leave him alone because he might spin your food, and we don't want that because you'll never know the difference. And next we have the young lady, who is pretty cute looking. She has a nice purse over there. No other details, although I do wonder what she's doing in this set here. Okay, and judging by the instruction book cover, it looks like she is dating the Luke Skywalker wannabe, because you can see they're about to hold hands and everything. Oh wait, maybe I'm just overanalyzing things. I think she's just asking for directions, and he's just pointing which way to go. Yeah, that makes sense, because when you look in here, they generously offered her a ride. How nice. And that makes a lot more sense because firefighters definitely know which way to go real fast. So it looks like I cleared that up. And finally, we have the dog. I just thought I should mention him because he has feelings. And there we go, okay? Feeling better? Good. Now you can just get out of the way so that I can talk about the fire truck. And here we go. So this is what a fire truck looks like back in the day. Not too bad. Okay, here's what it looks like from the top. And as you can see in the back here, it's pretty hollow. But up front over here, it's pretty detailed. We have a control panel, a stick, and an axe too. So not too bad. And here's what it looks like from the front. It almost looks like Cruella de Vil's car. And here on this side, we have a ladder made of lightsabers. Wow, I guess they are a huge fan of Star Wars. And this can come off pretty easily. And there we go. And here's the back, not much to it. Over on this side we have a pair of hoses. Okay, I said hoses, alright, I didn't say, never mind. But anyway, we can put the firefighters in there pretty easily. Okay, one goes over here. We can put the other one on this side. And since we have 3 firefighters, I'm not sure where to put the third one. We could always stick them in there, or we can attach him to the back here and hope he doesn't get rear-ended. Okay, and there we go. Now to take a look at the firehouse. Alright, first I'll talk about the first floor, and then I'll work my way up. Okay, and here's the front, and as you can see, it looks really impressive. Okay, it's really detailed, and it's just awesome looking. Okay, over here we have a tree, we have a lamppost. Over here is the door, so that you can say hi to them, although I don't think they'll answer because all the fun is upstairs, and you'll know what I mean later on. Okay, so the best way to contact them is to either use this or just call 911. Okay, and I love this part over here. We got a gold colored fire helmet, and here's the flag, and this garage door can open up, and as you can see, the fire engine fits in there really nicely. Okay, so there we go, and then close that up. And over here on the side we have some pegs so you can connect to other modular builds. And here is the back, where you can see a huge back door. Okay, so if the fire is in this direction, you can have the fire engine come out this way. Alright, and there we go. Okay, pretty neat. And we have some really big windows over here. And down here we have more ways to connect to other modular builds. And there we go. Okay, now let's take a look inside. As you can see in here, the inside is really detailed. Okay, we'll start with the pole over there. And you can attach a firefighter to it, just like that. Although he won't be sliding down that anytime soon because he's really on there. And as you can see, he's holding on to that for dear life. I don't recommend using any lubricants because it won't help. Not in this case. And before that sounds dirty, let's just take a look at this side over here, where you see a really nice rack. Okay, and what I thought was really clever is that they use these dark stone gray frogs to hold up those hats, which sucks for them because not only are they a permanent resident, but now they have to endure those manly man sweaty hats. Yeah, gross. Anyway, on this side here we have a bin which holds the air tank. Okay, and then over on this side we have the staircase, and over here right below the stairwell we have a garbage can, an empty crate, and right next to it we have some tools to repair your fire engine, and we have a broom there, and on that side we have a shovel. Okay, and over here we have some fire alarms. Okay, and there we go. Okay, and overall, okay, the inside is really nicely done. The only problem with that is that my hand is pretty big. Okay, so it's going to be a little awkward to play with the stuff down there because it's pretty deep too, and you'll know what I mean once you play around with it. Okay, because it's really hard to reach everything, but that's okay, I guess. Let's take a look at the second floor. As you can see, the second floor is really detailed there on the front. Okay, you gotta love the way they made the brick and mortar over here. It's very beautiful. I hope they make all the brick buildings like that. Alright, because that's really nice. Okay, here's what it looks like from the side, which is not much. And here's the back, and if you look carefully, they also made it look like a brick and mortar over here too, although not as good as the front. Okay, so it's a huge difference. And these windows over here can open up. And here is the side. Nothing there. So we'll just take a look at the inside. As you can see, the second floor looks like a lot of fun, and it's really well furnished too. And the good news is that the furniture can be removed and replaced, so that in case you don't like the setup right now, you can always rearrange it to your liking. Okay, and first up we have the couch, which is really nice. Okay, I like how it's conveniently close to the staircase, so this way when you come back drunk, you have a place to crash, and there we go. Okay, not bad at all. Over here we have a printed piece, and there's the pole that will lead to the first floor. And next to that is the kitchen, which I gotta say, it looks really impressive. Okay, it's really detailed over there. We have a vent, we have a stove with an oven, a sink, a cupboard, and some drawers, and there's a chef hard at work, cooking nothing. Okay, and right beside him is the refrigerator. And here's a closer look. Okay, it's a very simple design, and this can open up, of course. And we have 2 sausages and 2 drinks up there. Not enough for the third firefighter, so one of them is have to go hungry. And over here we have a ping pong table, which can also be removed. Okay, and there it is. Okay, it's really cute. Not bad at all. Alright, and it also comes with ping pong paddles, which is over here by the railing. Okay, that's where you can store it. And that white piece right there is the ping pong ball. And as you can see, it's stuck to the paddle, so that's why they're not playing with it. So pretty boring. And over here we have the shelf. If you want to remove this, you gotta pull it straight up first, because that piece in the wall is what holds it together. Okay, and there it is. And to put it back in there, you just slide it and push down. Pretty easy. And now we can take this and attach it to the first floor, right here. Okay, it only attaches to these 6 studs right there. And there we go. Okay, nice and easy. And taking a look inside once again, you can see that the staircase matches up pretty well. And the pole barely touches each other, so if you're looking to get down real fast, it's probably not a good way to get down there because it looks pretty weird over there. Okay, I would just take the stairs. Alright, and there we go. Now take a look at the roof. The rooftop itself deserves special mention because I really like the way they designed it. I love this little door here that leads to the staircase and the second floor. And we have a water tower, okay, where there's no water inside. Alright, and we have a bell here, which is really cool. And if you look carefully, okay, there is a bat right behind it. Okay, you don't really notice it from the other pictures, but see, there he is right there. Okay, he's hanging upside down. And for the record, this bell does not ring or anything because it's just a gold plate. Alright, and over here it says 1932, which is probably the year that this building was established or erected. Although I can assure you, I built this very recently. And then over here on the back, you'll see that the way they made it is really cool. It almost looks like greed wheels for a starship. Okay, they use a bunch of wrenches and other pieces over there too. So it's very nice. Okay, and this can attach to the second floor over here. Okay, it's only attached by these 2 studs right there. And there we go. Beautiful. Alright. Now look at it from a distance. Ain't that nice? Very impressive. Okay, and here's what it looks like all around, now that everything's all attached together. Okay, there we go. It really stands out. Okay, and I think you'll have a lot of fun building it because it certainly was a lot of fun for me too. And there we go. Okay, now to talk about the recommendations. Overall, this is a really great set. Okay, when you look at the value, it's really excellent too, because you get 2,231 pieces for $150, which comes out to 6.7 cents a piece, which is really good. Okay, so you can't argue about the price. Even though it's $150, okay, it's not bad, because just like the other modular builds, this will be worth money later on. So if you don't open it, you definitely get a lot more for it. And plus, out of the 3 current modular builds right now, between the Grand Emporium, the Pet Shop, and this one, you should get this one, because this is the oldest one out of the 3. So obviously this is the one that will be discontinued first. Okay, so that's why you want to get your hands on this one. Alright, now when you look at the playabilities, it is excellent, because you get a lot of playable features up there. Okay, you have a lot of furniture, and there's a lot to do there. There's almost nothing wrong with this. Okay, you can probably just use a front desk right there in the lobby. Okay, that would be nice. And maybe some beds too. I feel like I'm trying to find something wrong with it, and it's really hard. But there is one thing that I did wish that they improved on. Okay, and that is when you look at the first floor over here, as I mentioned earlier, it's really awkward to play with this thing, because as I mentioned earlier, my hand is really big, and it's really hard to reach like the hats on the rack and whatever. Okay, especially when you have the garage opened up. All right, because once that's open, that's it. It limits your playability by a lot. Okay, so that's what that looks like right there. Although what I do like is that there's a lot of ways to get inside. Okay, so you can probably work with this. All right, and there's a back door over here, and you got those 2 really big back doors, so not too bad. Okay. Also, what I really like about these modular builds is that they can connect to each other, which is really cool. And in this case, I have the Grand Emporium. All you have to do is hook up the black pegs there to the sides, and there you go. Okay, it all fits in pretty even. Okay, and there we go. Beautiful. Alright, and I like how the sidewalk matches up, and we have matching lampposts. You also find that once you build 1 or 2 of these, or in my case 3 of them, you'll find yourself actually having a craving for more, which I think is okay. Alright, because these are a lot of fun to build, and you'll know what I mean once you put them together and line them up, because they look really impressive, and you just want to keep going. You just want to build a whole city. Okay, so clearly it's a really worthwhile set to get, whether you open the box or not, or just buy for parts, anything at all. Okay, there's almost nothing wrong with these sets. And that's it. Okay, that sums up my review. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.